Good morning, it's Brenda. How's everyone doing? Happy Monday. I hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend. I'm doing really good. It is freezing cold today and it's apparently getting colder. But, you know, I'm in Alberta, so it's expected. Anyway, as I mentioned on Saturday, this is Sunday, you'll see this on Monday. I'm gonna start a hardcovered Christmas journal, and I thought you might want to see how I, construct the cover and stuff. It's a hardcovered book. It's just one of these books that I had. I had gutted it, and I love the inside of the cover, so I'm thinking I might keep it and then just run some lace at the bottom for some pockets, but we'll get there. So if you are wanting to craft, grab some supplies. Just if you have a hardcover, sure, why not? If not, you don't have to have one. I just thought I'd show you how I begin it. And the paper that I'm using is from Stamperia. I think it's a couple years old, but it's called Winter Tales, and it's by Stamperia. It's beautiful paper, and I've had it in my stash, and you know how I've been trying to use up my papers. So this is what I thought I would use for this one. So let's get started. So what I did is I kind of cleaned up the edges in here. There's that little mesh stuff that they have. And I measured the inside, and I just have this piece of, it's a thinner chipboard. It's a 1/2 inch, and it's just gonna fit inside like that. And that'll be where I put the holes. I have 2 signatures, but it won't be able to have like a lot of pages because it's only a 1/2 inch spine. So I'm going to work at that and just kind of check, oops, what am I doing? And see how many pages if I have 2 signatures, because we want to embellish. So I just filled this and I added some glue in here, so it's it's a little wet. Anyway, I'm just gonna rub it a little bit, and then I'm just gonna add it into the center here. And I only measured it till from the top of where this paper is down to the bottom of it. I didn't do the whole entire book because I really like the blue that's there, and because it's kind of a blue theme, so I thought I'll just keep that. And I'm just gonna add a couple of clips just to the bottom and the top, and it doesn't have to be for very long. It's just to help it grab, just like that. So it'll just take a minute anyway. And I cut the covers, front and back covers, and then I have these corners, and these are nice silver. They're very, very thin. They're from Amazon. Like if you search metal book corners, then there are a ton that come up. So I thought I would use those when we get there, just to pretty them up. I have these ones too. These are from Tim Holtz, but they have a very thick corners that they get tucked like that and then folded back. But I just think that's too big for such a thin book, so I'm gonna save those ones for something that's a little thicker. And I think that should do it. Like it it doesn't take long. Like, it's not this huge process. So we have that, and that gives the spine some structure. And then I have, oh, I just had it. There we go. This is just, I found a cotton bed sheet at the thrift store a while ago. So I laundered it, and then I cut some strips out of it. And these are great because you can ink them, paint them, stamp on them. You can do all kinds of stuff with these. And I thought that I would attach it here. And like, I didn't want to cover this, but I really don't want the word love there. So what I'm going to do, I should have enough here, but I'm going to put it at the back. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it around like this, and then bring it up like that, and then we'll glue it. So it's a trial and error for me, especially because I don't do those very often, like these kinds of covers. So I'm going to add the glue, and the trick is with your glue, when you're putting it on, I will just use my finger and move the glue. That way you don't have a lot of seepage through your material. So this is all I'm gonna do. Just like that, and it smooths it out. And don't worry if you get glue in other areas, because we're gonna be adding paper and lace and stuff like that too. So just like that. Make sure I have enough. I wondered if I should just lay it on here. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit, and I try to center it on the fabric as best I can. And then I'll just glue it down like so. Let me just bring it around. And then these can go inside. It's kind of nice to keep the integrity of that fold in your book. It's not necessary at all. And these little curly ends, it's okay, because we'll come back and add glue to that in a second. All right, so then that'll just come down like this. And I don't mind the frayed edges. It just, to me, that just adds to the prettiness of what we're doing. So I'm just going to add glue. There we go. So what does all do on the weekend? I know a lot of you had Thanksgiving on, what was it, Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Hope it was Thursday. If not, correct me. But hopefully you had a wonderful time with family. And there we go. So I'm just going to smooth that down. But we all have our own ways of doing journal covers, especially the hard ones, right? The hard covered books. But a lot of people are still learning, and if I'm honest, like, I still learn too. So I'm just gonna bring that up. And then you have, like, there's no seepage through your fabric when you move your glue around like that. Just like that. It'll all get glued down at the sides, but I just wanted to show you that that's what it's gonna look like. I mean, you can still stamp on it, like you can just lay it flat. You can stamp a word down there if you want. It's up to you, right? So let's just, oh, come on. I just filled this thing, so it shouldn't be giving me any grief. And then just fan it down, just like that. Like a lot of times I construct a journal and I don't do it on camera. Why? I don't know. Maybe I wasn't sure if it's something that I should do. I don't know. Do people want to see it? But I think so. Because sometimes, like, there's newbies, new people that are joining all the time, and it's really nice for them to see other people and how they do certain things, right? I think so anyway. All right, so that one's down, and it just takes a few minutes to adhere down, and that's okay too. So I'm just gonna add the glue down there, and then it just kind of holds it. And then later on, if I really don't think I'm gonna add paper to it. I quite like this. And even though it says flowers may fade, but true love never. Never. It doesn't even finish the sentence. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. But for now, I'm gonna leave it as is. Just because I quite like it. And once I get the rest of it together, you know, I'll change my mind maybe, and then that's all right too, because, whoop, sorry about that. Because we change our minds, and that's all right. Okay. So there we go. There's the cover. All right, so like I could have left this, and I probably should have left this up just for a second. I just want to see something. I know I just glued it down, like, honestly, Brenda. But this, no, I think I did it right. I'm going to leave it like that. There. See, it's a simple thing of popping it back down, because we are going to put lace down the sides. So what I need to do is trim, because it's, if you see, it's too wide there. Like I just did a general cut until I can, whoops, there goes one pencil. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab the pencil I dropped. All right, there we go. At least I have my cutter near me, which is something. All right, so I'm gonna turn it over, and I'm just going to measure it sorta, and then just do a little pencil line, just like that. And then I'm gonna grab the back piece as well and do it, and I'm gonna do it this way. And that's just so that I don't lose any of the side image that's there. There we go. Do a quick little cut. And I have quite a few of these strips, and we'll probably do some paper ruffles for this as well. All right, let's see, how did I do? Yep, so I'm going to glue it there, and then just to give you a visual, I'm going to put the corners right there. So that gives you a visual. So it'll be one at the top and one at the bottom on the front and the back. All right, and you can ink. I think I'm going to ink, if that's all right. These sponges, these are just from Superstore, and they're their brand, they're real cheapy ones. And I'm using Speckled Egg Oxide ink from Tim Holtz. It's a beautiful color. And guaranteed by the time I'm done, my fingers will be covered. But that's okay. It's a good thing I clean up, eh? We all clean up well. Soap and water. Okay, all right. So then I'm just gonna add this. Glue should come out and I'm never stingy with the glue, especially when it's going on a cover, because the last thing I want is for the paper to come up at some point. I want it to last and last, you know. I don't want it coming apart. There we go. I think that should be okay. Let's move that one. And what I like to do is put it at the side so that I can, I'm going to start at the front corners and just kind of line it up at the edges. And then I'm going to attach it. And then if you do this, and the glue will come out, and then you know that you have good coverage of your glue. And that's just what I like to do. Just like that. There we go. And there's the front cover. And I decided to do this one at the front because then it can be embellished a little more. Whereas using her, it's like, oh, it's already embellished enough. You know, it's gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna quickly just do this. Excuse the glue all over my fingers. Goodness. I didn't realize I had so much glue on me. All right. Well, let's get this one attached. Just move this. We should have our floor finished in a couple of days. We're just going to prep it and fill in some of the little gaps, and then we're going to have a brand new floor everywhere. So I'm very, very excited for that. And then retirement will begin for sure. All right, so the same thing. I'm just gonna come to the front and kind of line it up. Like your book will be different, you know, for sizing. You pick your size and then you just cut your papers to your size and your spine. I didn't want to have a huge journal. So, like not the traditional 9.5 or 9 by 6, I believe is a normal size journal. This one's smaller, which I really like. All right, so there's our front cover. There's our back cover. Now inside, I have this lace. It's beautiful. It's a stiffer lace, which is quite nice. But I thought, oh, I'm not even sure what the front and the back side is. Maybe it's this way. But anyway, either way, oops. I thought I would add it to the bottom and then have them as pockets. And my thinking is if I decide to cover up here, then these would be in the way. You see what I mean? So, instead of doing that, I could add this as a side tuck. Like I could put it here, and then it could be a tuck this way, a side pocket, and you can put big tags in there or journaling cards. What do you think? Maybe just shave it down a little bit in length. Maybe I'm gonna do that instead. I'll cut it anyway, and then we can check it. See, like I don't have everything planned out. And even if I did, plans change, you know, your ideas change and evolve as you're crafting, as you're creating. So do you think I could find the line I just made? Oh, there it is. It's a darker paper, so where I marked it. And then I'm just gonna make it a little thinner so that it's not quite as thick. There we go, maybe there. We'll see. And then that's another strip for our ruffle. Okay, so that's all right. It's not going to interfere there. And you can put a thumb notch here. Whatever you put inside the pocket, you can have tabs on them. So I think I'm going to do that. Just because, I mean, and the lace could still go on. Or that could be used for the spine on the outside, which is another possibility. So, there we go. There, just like that. So it can be this way or whatever way you'd like your pattern to be. But I'm just going to glue the 3 sides. And it's going to be that way. Yep. So there we go. Come on. I always add, this is the tacky glue, the white tacky glue. And when I put it into my container, I always add a dab of water because it's a nice thick glue, but it's too thick for me to squeeze the bottle. There we are. Nope. Just take off your excess glue. There we are. And then you got this huge pocket down there. And you can still add lace to it. Like, that'll come. That'll be in the decorating stage. Right now, it's just putting this together. So I think we'll do the same to the back. Yep, I like that. It's pretty. The paper's beautiful. But I haven't been buying paper because I'm using up the paper. There we go. And then you just pick your side, which side you want. But I really like that side, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let's ink it up a little. Yeah, these sponges are pretty flimsy, but it's almost as if it's like a one project use, which is fine. There we go. Do you have plans for the week? It's Monday, like I say, when you'll be seeing this. So getting ready for Christmas, if you do Christmas shopping, baking. Yeah, at the beginning of this year, I had wanted to, I usually do calendars every year for my family, like for my daughter and my husband and my stepmom who's in Ontario. And this year I wanted to get calendar kits and do them myself. That didn't happen. So then I end up, I go to Shutterfly and I get their calendars and I make them with all the photos and stuff like that. And then I leave things blank so that I can dress them up when I get them. So I did that this year. So I have them ready. I just have to get them ordered and then get those sent off. So there we have another huge pocket. All right, what do you think? So far, so good? The little marks there have been defined because when we put the glue there, I just kept running my my nail down there. So you could use your bone folder down there, whatever you have on hand. For me, it was my nail, so that's what I used. And it's still wet, but it'll dry. All right, so I'm gonna leave it there for today. So we have our pockets made. Woo. We have our covers covered. And then when we come back, we will, I'll figure out if it's for one signature or two. But when we come back, we'll add the corners maybe, and we'll get the signatures sewn in. And then, well, then the decorating starts. That's the fun part. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. Now, as I mentioned on Saturday, I'm going to have a giveaway. So I have 3 giveaways. And so in this video is where you'll comment and answer the question, and then it'll be this video that I take those names from for the giveaways. And this may be one of the giveaways. So all I would like to know, if you celebrate Christmas, what are your traditions? Like, what do you like to do on Christmas? And yeah, that's all I'd like to know. Just what are your traditions? If you don't celebrate Christmas, is there something that you do with your family during that time? And yeah, I look forward to your conversation. I hope you enjoyed this. You just have to be a subscriber, like the video, make a comment, share if you think somebody will like my content. I thank you all for being here. I thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you to, just thanks for being here, and just know that I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless. You take care. Bye for now.